Welcome to Lattice Chain Decentralized Exchange. Over the last couple of months, we were realizing that there's been so many episodes of hacks which are coming out in public, and there's so many exchanges which have been revealing the cases of multiple bitcoins being stolen from their accounts, multiple ethers being stolen from their cold wallets. So, with that in the backdrop, we realized that it's high time that the industry now sees the advent of DEX, and with that in the mindset and in the backdrop, we have created our white label Lattice Chain decentralized exchange solution, and we are more than happy to kind of give you a walkthrough about this particular product. So to begin with, let's kind of give you a quick brief about the interface that we have created. So on the left hand side, you would see the left hand panel gives information about the account address of the owner, the currency references, the ether balance in that account. It also gives a complete picture of all the tokens which are out there, and then we've got a customized feature to create our new tokens, which could be either a ERC20 or a ERC721, and that could be traded further in the exchange. Now moving to the next section, which kind of lists down the tokens which are currently out there in this market being played, and at the same time it kind of also has the ability to pick up coins which are out there tradable in other markets as well. Now coming back to this stream, we also have got a couple of order creation opportunities, which is in the form of market order and limit order. And then further moving down, you can see there's a sell and a buy option. So either of the two could be selected, and accordingly the market could kind of be leveraged. On the third panel, we've got our charts for that particular coin and the bid and the ask order spreads. So currently, as you can see, there's nothing much in the bid order and the ask order, but I will give you a quick walkthrough about the product. So over there you would be able to see how these two sections are used. And finally, we've got the trade history section, wherein all the orders once being clicked and once being filled gets recorded onto the trade history book. So let's take it one by one. Now coming to the first block, we can see that there's a MetaMask installation which is required for this for the time being, but going forward we would also be plugging it with the MyEther wallet to make the user journey easy. But as of now, let's use MetaMask as our safe cold wallet, which is in the custody of the user, and throughout the user exchange interface in this platform, there is at no point that the exchange would keep a custody of the coins which are there in a user's wallet. So to begin with, the user can select one of his accounts, which is the token creator account in this case, and likewise he would be able to see the account address corresponding to it. There is a section which gives us a choice to pick between the multiple currencies which are out there. As of now, it's dollar and euro, but we have restricted ourselves to Ethereum in the base version. This currency conversion is also a possibility in this exchange. We can see the ether balance which is out there, which currently stands at 1.598 dot for this particular account. And then over here, once we move down, we realize that these are all the tokens which we can see in this particular account of the user. So within the account, you see there's an Ethereum quantity of 1.05, which for the trading purpose needs to be allowed by the user. So there has to be this particular enable trading that needs to be triggered, post which the user would be able to use his Ethereum balance in this particular exchange. Now moving down, you can see there's a multiple coins which we can see out here, like Avira 1 is a personalized token, which again has its quantity of 93,479 with its enable trading functionality. Same goes with Avira 2 and Lattice Chain. These are all tokenized coins which has been created by owners within this exchange, and going forward there could be other coins which are specific to one's brand identity, which could be leveraged and could be created within this decentralized exchange and traded with other participants. Now moving down, we see there's the section called ERC20 token and ERC721. So just a click of it, I would not go through the journey, but then just a click of it would show us how a new token could be created. So with that click, we can see there's a new token which can be created out here with the total supply along with the token symbol. And the best part, in case there is any user who wants to kind of redistribute these tokens at the point of launch to various distributor addresses, then even that is possible within this exchange. As you can see, add distributor allows us to add new distributors to the list, and then eventually kind of further partition the coin for distribution. I will come to this part once we are done through the entire journey. Coming back to this, now let's say this particular user wants to sell a couple of tokens, which is Avira 2. So in this particular journey, let's move to this limit order, because market and limit are more or less the same, just that with market we are going to automatically pick the current market price, whereas in limit we are going to set the price in this particular for this particular coin. So let's select sell as one of the option to begin with, and let's give the quantity as 531 Avira 2 tokens that we want to sell, and we want to sell it at a price point of 0.124 ethers. So let's click on sell and see what happens. So once we click on sell, you can see that there is a MetaMask option which has come out on the top, and you can see there is 3 and 3 because we created a couple of tokens which kind of clicked over there, so those 2 previous functions were also enabled in it. But then otherwise, the last one is what we are referring to here, which we have to sign up. And once we sign, then we can see that there is a okay, let us reject this one. This is the previous one. Let us reject this. Let us again start this, because I think there were 2 previous conditions which are already looped in over there. So let's kind of run this function again. Let us select an option which is sell, and we want to sell 531 tokens at 0.0124 price. So let's click on sell for this particular coin, and we would see that there is a MetaMask Wolf has given us an indication that there is a new order which is coming. Let's sign the order and see what happens. So once we have signed the order, we would see that it must get reflected in the ask order section with the 531 quantity and 0.0124 as the total price. So let's see what we see over there. Yes, and beauty happens in front of our eyes, and we can see that there is this order. Just a second, let me refresh the page once. I think, yeah, Avira 2 is the coin that we had listed the coin for, and as we can see here that 531 tokens with 0.0124 as the ask price has been listed down, and this particular order is now on the exchange. So any new customer who wants to come in and trade can do that seamlessly. So let's move to another user in this journey and see how this token is traded. So moving to the next step, wherein we kind of change our user, which is the buyer account here, and let's see how we can trade this particular token, which is Avira 2, and 531 tokens, 0.0124 as the price. So in this case, this new user who has got his Ethereum balance is 0.95 in his account, so he would be able to use it. Currently it's all running on testnet, could be made live depending on whoever wants to kind of use this decentralized exchange as a white label product. Now let's see how this particular thing goes. There is a Avira 2 token which he would want to buy, and then let's go back to this order page, and this 531.0124 is quite visibly out there. So let's accept the order. When we accept the order, if we would just have to give it a couple of seconds, and right on the top towards the right over here, let's see what the wolf does for us. Let's wait for maybe one more second, and yes, we've got a sign over there. There's a new transaction which has come up. Let's click on our wolf and submit the request. So once we submit the request, we would be able to track that particular transaction in our MetaMask, and we would also be able to see that this particular order which was out there is 531.0124 would be sold, and we would also be able to see that particular order which was the 521 is there in the sell section. So that order has been sold successfully. Now coming back to this MetaMask, let's see how this thing works. So as we can see over here that the tokens have been transferred from one account to the other, and again swapped between the 2 accounts, and eventually we've got a success for that particular transaction. Now eventually if we go back to this particular another coin and we want to see the total tokens which is out there, we would be able to see that they have bought one coin which is Avira 2, and the amount has been updated. So 531 was there as the new order, and then we had 100 previously, so you can see the total number of coins which is 631. Now coming back to the final section, which is the create new token. Here you can see we can create a new token, which is, let's go back to this main account and let's create a token. So when we go back to the main account and want to create a token out of it, so let's give this token name as test coin user 1, and let's give the order as the symbol as TC1 or TCU. Now total supply, let it be 2000. Now we've already picked two different wallets to which the coins would be distributed. So just for the sake of quick navigation, we have picked those two accounts, and let's give 1750 in one of the distributor address, and we can give 250 or the remaining balance in the rest. Let's just select it properly, and we can select the address and we can give 250 over here. And once we create it, again there's another magic that we can see on top. So you will see that Mr. MetaMask has given us an indication that there's a new order which is coming and we need to submit it. Now once the order is submitted on the MetaMask, we will see that the transaction ID gets generated, and it would take a couple of minutes maximum because it's a new coin which is being generated, so the tokens have to be mined. So it will take some time, maybe about a minute or so. But then the fun part is, any business, any brand, any fund, if they want to create their own token, if they want to kind of tokenize their asset category, it's just a matter of 1 minute, and that can happen in this decentralized exchange, which can further be traded by different participants. So let's take about a minute and wait for this transaction to get processed, and post that there would be another magic that we can see on screen. So let's just hold on for maybe 1 minute. In the meanwhile, I would like to show you that there's a trade history section wherein all the orders which gets recorded, which gets executed, get finally recorded in this section, and this can be kind of later on referred by the decentralized exchange owner for further invoicing, auditing, and tax purposes. So let's come back to this and let's see if the coin has been mined as of now. No, not yet. I believe we've given a very low gas amount over there, 1 GWEI. Over expected the speed of Ethereum network, but it seems like it's a bit clogged right now. Yep, I think it would be mined. Let's give it a shot. Let's see if it's been mined or not. Let's try our luck. So as we know that the two accounts wherein the orders were reflected were buyer account and distributor account. So let's go to distributor account first because it doesn't have too many coins in its list. So it would give us a better picture of the coin. Would help us easily differentiate the two. So the coin name was test coin user 1, and as beauty on the screen you can see it's 1750 over there. And if this user wants to trade it, he just has to enable trading. He will again get this MetaMask request. We'll have to accept it, and there we go. The coins would be tradable from there on, and he is allowed unlimited allowance for that particular coin to be traded on the decentralized exchange. So with that, my viewers, it's been a pleasure to kind of show you our first decentralized exchange DEX, which we would like to offer to our users as a white label solution. And whoever is interested to kind of take a further peek and further look at it, or maybe look at a demo of the whole product, we are more than happy to give a Skype or walkthrough, and then from there on we can pick it up. Thank you so much, guys. Thanks a lot, and do keep watching our particular thread, and do keep a tab on the Lattice chain decentralized exchange and the product which Lattice is going to come up in the near future. Thanks a lot. Bye bye.